Apple's annual iPhone-centric fall event is set to begin on Wednesday, September 7th, and unlike last year, there will actually be an in-person component with members of the media invited to test out new devices. Now, we've been going over the iPhone 14 a lot recently, and if you want to see any of those videos going a bit more in-depth about everything, you can click the card here in the upper right corner to see all of those videos. But I will do a quick breakdown of what you can expect to see with not only the iPhone 14 lineup, but everything else that will be coming at next week's Far Out Apple event. So quick rundown for the iPhone 14. We are expecting 4 phones again this year, but this time, instead of a mini option, we will have 2 6.1-inch iPhones, one standard and one Pro model, and then 2 6.7-inch models, again, one standard and one Pro. Now, the naming will be interesting here because for the last however many months, we've been calling it the iPhone 14 Max, but now new rumors suggest that it could be called the iPhone 14 Plus. The more interesting upgrades will come to the Pro models, like normal, and so you can expect to see, instead of a notch, Apple is actually planning to implement a pill-shaped cutout and a hole punch cutout, both of which will house the front-facing camera and the true depth camera system needed for Face ID. Now, these are 2 distinct cutouts, but Apple plans to combine them into one long pill-shaped notch using software. The space between the 2 cutouts will be blacked out when the iPhone is in use, making the cutouts indistinguishable from one another. With this design, it will look like one cutout rather than 2 different size cutouts, which will make for a more streamlined look. The iPhone 14 Pro models are rumored to include a 1 Hz to 120 Hz ProMotion display, which will enable a long-awaited always-on display function that's expected to work similarly to the Apple Watch always-on display. There will be a larger, more prominent camera bump, which I didn't think it could get any bigger, but it's going to get bigger. But it's actually going to accommodate a new 48 megapixel wide angle sensor with a 21% larger sensor that supports higher resolution images and 8K video recording, making it one of the biggest camera updates that we've seen to the iPhone lineup in quite some time now. We are also expecting the Pro models to start at a higher price than the iPhone 13 Pro models did when they were released last year. And we could also see a few new color options, like a new purple colorway for the iPhone 14 Pro. The Apple Watch will also be a main part of the event next week, with Apple planning to actually introduce 3 new watches this year. The Apple Watch Series 8 is what we'll start with, and it's expected to look like the Apple Watch Series 7, with really no noticeable design changes. Apple will continue to offer 41 and 45 millimeter size options, and the S8 chip inside is expected to offer kind of the same performance as the S7. What we might get is a new temperature sensing feature that's able to detect changes in body temperature. Now, to start, it will be used for fertility planning, but future versions of the Apple Watch could alert you if you have a higher than normal body temperature. Measuring body temperature from the skin is not as accurate as getting a core body temperature reading, so the Apple Watch Series 8 is again most likely not going to provide a specific temperature number, at least not right now, instead just monitoring changes over time. Alongside the Apple Watch Series 8 models, Apple is planning to launch a higher-end Apple Watch Pro, though it may sport a different name. We're kind of up in the air with it, but right now we're just going to go with Pro. Now, the Pro version of the Apple Watch will have an updated design that Bloomberg's Mark Gurman has actually described as an evolution of the current rectangular shape. It will be larger than the current 45 millimeter Apple Watch Series 7, and it will feature a display that measures in at 2 inches diagonally, up from the 1.9-inch diagonal screen that we have currently on the 45 millimeter Apple Watch. The display will have a resolution of around 410 by 502, and the extra display area could be used to show additional fitness metrics on a single screen. The Apple Watch Pro isn't just a higher-end version of the Apple Watch, though. It's a more rugged and durable version and aimed at those who need more protection for extreme sports and other intense situations that they might find themselves in while wearing their Apple Watch. And so if you want that added durability and extra protection, this might be the watch for you. Now, because the watch is expected to be bigger, we also are expecting better battery life. And if you couple that with the rumored low power mode that could be coming to the Apple Watch, it could last for more than a day before needing to be recharged. And lastly, a new version of the Apple Watch SE is also in the works and is expected to debut alongside the other 2 watches, but there's really no word on what new features it might include. We can perhaps expect a faster processor and an always-on display, a feature that was originally introduced with the Series 6. And to wrap everything up, there are a few other products that we are expecting Apple to unveil in 2022, and they could make an appearance at next week's event, but we're not totally sure. We actually made a video recently highlighting some of these products, like the Airpods Pro 2, which could support lossless playback, and it could have a charging case with speaker holes that would emit sound for better Find My improvements for your AirPods. Apple is also developing a new low-cost iPad, which could have an updated design that brings it more in line with the iPad Mini 6. Rumors and leaked renders suggest that the tablet will have flat edges and rounded corners, though it will continue to have Touch ID home button and thicker bezels than other iPads. And a new iPad Pro is also expected to be released later this year, but those have traditionally come in October. Well, really just not in September, and so we are expecting an October event, and so we'll assume that it will make its appearance next month. The iPhone 14 will take place on Wednesday, September 7th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Apple will live stream the event on its website and on YouTube, but for those unable to watch, MacRumors will have live coverage of the event, both on MacRumors.com and through MacRumors live Twitter account. And of course, I will have a recap of the full event right after it's done and I get that video uploaded to the channel. And also we'll be going hands-on with any of the products that Apple announces at this event. So please be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss those videos. This has been Dan with MacRumors. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you around in the next video.